and across Europe. Good evening time to you all in Asia. Yeah, we call it a brunch time, breakfast and lunch. Read the caption of this broadcast. Read the description as well. Like it, share it, invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends, and tell all of them that's Mayegu today. Now you want to call it a Shege Bansa? And yes, BT Pain. Or whatever you give it, I mean, the name you give to it. The kind of a wood that is blowing in Nigeria is not ending soon. And yes, there is no end in sight, by the way. The tax collector, Tinubu, the rent seeker, rent taker, forwarded about 5 bills, 5 amendments, their tax amendment to further increase the taxes that his agents will be collecting, including establishing different tax agencies that are going to come for you. So the northern criminals are no longer finding it funny. They said, Abba, is enough. That the Tinubu says supposed reform, they are the most affected, the most hit. And it is time for Tinubu to slow it down. No, it's never going to happen. Share this broadcast and tell everybody that go on. And you're good today. So thank you so much for joining me again. Good morning to you. Good afternoon to you. And good evening to you from wherever you are joining us. It is brunch time with Mayegu snippet into what happened yesterday, what happened earlier today, before the what is the prime time, or what finally is like the whole collection of everything happening from that contraption later in the evening. So thank you so much for joining me again. The news is that apart from the help or cry for help from the northern supposed political leaders when they met yesterday, listen, the reason why the 19 states from the northern part of Nigeria and then the middle belt part of Nigeria have been in darkness has been revealed. Yes, they are homegrown, well-funded, well-oiled, industrialized terrorism in northern Nigeria. The terrorists there were those who actually bombed the electricity infrastructure that resulted into the blackouts in the entire northern part of Nigeria, including the middle belt. So the meeting they had with the chief of general staff, I think, Musa, was that they should do something, either by providing security for those that will fix the destroyed infrastructure. So yesterday, Tinubu ordered, because they have to be ordered, Tinubu has ordered the power minister, Adelabu Penkelemes, as well as Ribadol and the Nigerian Air Force to provide, to reinstate the electricity to the northern part of Nigeria, but they would have to do it collaboratively, okay? So the TCN, Transmission Company of Nigeria, also they are called, they cannot go there and fix the line without the adequate security. So do you see the state of Nigeria now, right? So what they now promise to do will be in the next 5 days, TCN engineers will be escorted to the spot where the terrorists blew the infrastructure. Okay, so while they are working, the Nigerian army will form security around them, battle ready. The Nigerian Air Force will provide area surveillance to make sure that they are checking that the terrorists are not coming as these people come around to fix the electricity Okay. So the question people are now asking is, what's going to happen after fixing it and everybody leaves? So does that mean that the terrorists can go back and bump it again? So the guys who told you that the Tinubu and his guy, especially APC, remember that they have defeated the terrorists. That is their sing song. The terrorists have been defeated. Terrorism has been reduced. Now it is biting them in the bum that, it is not defeated, because terrorism in Nigeria is an industry. It is not to be defeated. It is to be managed. And same with everything in Nigeria. You see, if you are battling with poor infrastructure, their job is not to end it. Their job is to manage it. If you are battling with poverty, which is evident in Nigeria today, multi-dimensional poverty, APC, Egbekegbe is not meant to end poverty in Nigeria. Their job is to manage it, which means they can continue to throw money at it without any concrete plan of ending or lifting people out of poverty. You remember they said they were going to lift 10 million out of poverty every year, only for them to add more than 60 million of you to the basket of that multi-dimensional poverty. It is all similar. So when they met with the chief of general staff, Musa, also yesterday, it was just like one of the show-offs, though, right? Yeah. That's different. Here is that part.
In person of His Excellency Mohammed Ibrahim Yahya, CON, Governor of the State. Their Excellencies, members of the governors of the 19 northern states, the Chief of Defense Staff of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, General C.G. Musa, OFR, His Eminence, the Sultan of Sokoto, and Chairman of Northern States Traditional Rulers Council, the Royal Highnesses, Eminence, the Chiefs of our beloved traditional and religious institutions, other attendees here present, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Your Excellencies, may I respectfully request that we all be in a standing position so that we take the national anthem.
That's the moment I had to cut it off. The national anthem, Nigeria, the another nonsense here. I don't know. I don't think I'm the only person who has never looked at that Tinubu's anthem called the national anthem that Tinubu changed so that all of you will be patriotic to Nigeria. I have never looked at it twice. I just kind of like Nigeria, yeah, brotherhood, whatever. So I had to cut that off. Those are the guys meeting with Chief of Defense Staff. That's the title, not General Staff. Defense Staff. C.G. Musa. So Musa was there to tell them that, we are doing a lot to reduce the insecurity. And at the same time, we will try our best to make sure that the destroyed, bombed electricity infrastructure or power structure is fixed. I want to assure you, I assure you that we will fix it. But that wasn't the only problem. Yesterday, Tinubu and his tax collectors, they sent what was called the different tax bills amendment to the National Assembly. And the first one, Tinubu didn't send any real reform to these people per se, but tax and more tax. You know that a VAT is called the value added tax. It is a consumption tax. When you buy something, when you buy a can of Coke, or you buy a brand new TV, or you buy, you buy a phone, mobile phone. Okay, so they will add a VAT to it. When you buy anything you buy that you have to use, consume, so to say, if you buy a bottle of a Star, if they are selling a bottle of Star for 500 naira, how much is a bottle of Star now, by the way? Because the last time, please don't laugh, because the last time I bought a bottle of Star in Nigeria, Lager and Gouda, I bought it for 150 naira. How much is it now? But if you go to some certain, like flashy spots, they will sell it to you for 300 naira. Anakin was, in my time, it was 200 naira per bottle. How much is it now? Like not in the club. All of now, they go club, not club. I'm talking about if you go to the Yasikira's beer parlor, how much is a bottle of Star now? Don't worry, I'm going to go to Facebook. Those ones are very current. They will tell me. Right? How much is a bottle of Star in Nigeria now? And to those of you who are like, I'm not asking of the carton now, okay? The bottle. How much is a bottle? 150. Really? Is it still 150? No, it's not. Come on, Director Scott. I need the current price. 1,000 naira. Anyway, I'll get that later, okay? So if you declare surplus for your friends, Gouda is 1,000 naira. Well, almost it should be around that because everything don't cost now, Abi. But this consumption tax is meant to be collected by state. Okay. But the federal government hijacked it. 700 naira. Oh, that's still better. I mean, that's not too, Abi. Because me that is talking about 150 naira. This was like about 12 years ago. So it should be around that price. With the inflation that you have in Nigeria today, I'm going to say it is still fair. If you just go to a Yasikira's shop, your cider and all of that, a beer parlor, it should be around that figure, like 500, 700 or 1,000 naira would be fair. Because this day with that, a spaghetti of a 70 naira, 10 years ago, no, 9 years ago, spaghetti of a 70 naira, 75 naira is like 1,200 naira now. So if a bottle of Gouda that was 150 naira, 130 naira, 12 years ago, it's around 700 or 1,000. I'm not going to say it's outrageous. With the inflation and hyperinflation you have, right? It's going to be like, somewhere around that figure. Yeah, it also depends on the area as well. That's what I meant by it depends on where you go to. For me, back in Odogbolu then, right? We used to buy the uku. You know what is uku? 33. So we used to buy 33 for 90 naira, 100 naira. Then we'll buy Star for 140 naira, 150 naira. Gouda, 150 naira. Anakin's 180, 200. Here you get. And that was years ago. So if everything has changed, they should have as well. Okay. Now you see this consumption tax. It's meant to be collected and paid to the state where you consume those things. For example, that is why Lagos happen to be making so much money, generating so much in VAT, collection. But they have changed it enough that the federal government now collect the tax on behalf of the states. They will now share it with everyone in Nigeria. So the northern Nigeria, even though the Nigerian law states that as Nigerians, you are free to live in any part of Nigeria. and you are free to do your business, legitimate business in any part of Nigeria that you want. But that is just on paper. In reality, they don't born you well to say you are opening a beer parlor in Kano, or you are opening or you are transporting your beers to northern Nigeria. In fact, it is a big thing for them that whenever they are destroying those beer bottles, yeah, it's like a big thing. They will be shouting Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, you know, that kind of thing. So it's been a battle between the South and the North for years now, that consumption tax should be paid to the states where people are consuming them. If you choose to be, what do you call it, to be a brewery yourself, drinking every weekend and all that, that tax from there should not be funding the lifestyles of these jihadists from Zamfara, these terrorists from Kano, and terrorists from Sokoto, these, you know, economic saboteurs from northern Nigeria shouting Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, since it is against their religion. Here you get. In southern part of Nigeria, we have Muslims too, okay? And they are not going everywhere destroying shops where beer or, you know, alcohol is being sold. But the hypocrite from northern Nigeria, right? They are, I mean, it is not haram to collect the VAT money, to share from the money. But it is haram for you to bring a bottle of alcohol to northern Nigeria. So the bottom line is that out of the federal tax or federal taxes that Nigeria collects in Nigeria, the northern Nigeria, all of them together combined, right? Okay, if we have to kind of go by the current reality, where the middle belters are saying they are not northerners, right? So let's give them that they are not northerners. Therefore, I haven't seen where they are destroying alcohol bottles and all that in the middle belt part of Nigeria. But we have seen they call Sharia not, and these are the poorest part of Nigeria. Do you understand that now? Except for Bayelsa. It's unfortunate though, right? So the poorest part of Nigeria is the Sharia North in Nigeria. And they are those who believe that they are born to rule as well, okay? So where they have introduced all this Sharia, these guys have contributed, I mean, almost nothing to the federal, what do you call it, the federal tax in Nigeria. The reason is because they have the highest number of unemployed people. They have the highest number of the poorest people, so you can't even tax them. Back in the days, right, when before the terrorists took over the region, this region used to contribute to the food basket of the country, meaning the supply meat, you know, cows, goats, and all just, you know, including fowls, which is chicken, so to say, as their own contribution to the Nigeria food basket. The Middle Belters grow the food. Benue is categorically known as the food basket of Nigeria until the terrorists came and turned half of the state to the graveyard of Nigeria, the Fulani terrorists to be precise. So you can't tax poor people. And that is why majority of them believe so much, especially their ruiners, they believe so much in the federal allocation. And the hypocrisy of how they are so interested in federal allocation that they contribute almost zero to, all right? But they are so entitled that they always want to be where it is being decided how much should be shared, how much should be given to them, and how much should be given to others. The golden goose that lays the golden egg, the southern part of Nigeria. Here you get. So when Tinubu now came, they said Tinubu was coming to come and do what he did in Lagos. He was coming to come and make them prosperous. Unfortunately, they were not shown the full book of what Tinubu did in Lagos. Owoda. The only thing you will hear about is the money. You will never see where the money goes. Maybe you have an idea of where the money goes into Tinubu's pockets and Tinubu's allies as well. So Tinubu sent a bill because they said they want to harmonize the tax collection. Where they are still taking all of this to is that the FIRS and which is the Federal Inland Revenue Service, will soon become remitter. Yeah, it's going to become remitter soon, which is going to be Alpha Beta. They will be collecting the taxes for Nigeria. So to set the pace as we speak, Tinubu sent 5 bills. I mean, four bills. The first one, he called it Nigeria Tax Bill. This Nigeria Tax Bill is the bill that will give Tinubu the power to appoint a tax collector. Here you get, instead of the FIRS that is collecting taxes in Nigeria, they will now appoint a consultant like Alpha Beta. So the bill to make sure that happens, Tinubu has sent it. The second one is called the Nigeria Tax Administration Bill. So this one, NTAB, is to help Tinubu determine when and how on what to tax, which is ordinarily the power of government, but they are amending the bill that will now make it more like possibly tax, anything taxable, including some of the exempts from northern Nigeria, because there are some stuff like if you are a shoe shiner, and you are not paying taxes, you will pay now. If you are a barrow pusher, pushing by a wheelbarrow to carry load for people, if you are selling water, Mirua, we know they pay tax, you will pay now, so that they can give you a ticket, like they do in Lagos. In Lagos, people that are helping people to carry load on their head, they pay taxes to Tinubu's tax collectors in Lagos. You have to pay to the Agberos. So now this is the idea. Now they are now setting up what is called the Nigeria Revenue Service. You already have the Federal Inland Revenue Service. Which one is Nigeria Revenue Service? This also will give them the chance to kind of sublet the, what do you call it? The duty of the FIRS to some group of people that will begin to collect the taxes from you. And they are those who will determine how much you are going to pay as taxes on what. So whether you are a farmer that is harvesting, you will need to pay taxes as you are harvesting your and finally, there's one called the Joint Revenue Board. Joint Revenue Board is to take the states, the local government areas away from their own domain where they collect taxes. Because you see, Nigeria, right? The federal governments collect taxes. They have areas they collect their own taxes. The states have their own areas. The local governments have their own areas. So Tinubu is creating what is now called Joint Revenue Board. That Joint Revenue Board means they will just tell them that, don't worry, let's collect it for you and we'll share the money to you. Are you with me? So these 4 bills have been sent to the Akpabio's National Assembly. If all of them get passed, you don't enter the kalo. You don't enter inside the Tinubu's kolo. That even if Tinubu no dead there again, are you with me? Even if Tinubu is dead, Tinubu's dynasty will still they collect percentage from every taxes paid in Nigeria. So gradually, so it's kind of like, and this is what the northern governors are like, no, no, we don't want this. So our people are going through a lot. But now, in fact, we are the most affected. They said a bag of rice in northern Nigeria right now is going for 150,000 naira, 160,000 naira. Yes, you heard me right. 150, 160,000 right now in northern Nigeria. And this is just the beginning. So the northern criminals are like, no, your policies have been, we are the most hit by your policies, and we cannot accept any further taxation from this regime. I don't know who they are talking to. Maybe they are just talking to themselves. But when it comes to Tinubu, this is almost a done deal. Yeah, there may be some, there may be some pushback where people are going to be like, no, we